The Royal Tenenbaums is Wes Anderson's film about a dysfunctional family that hopefully over the course of the story you start to fall in love with. Unfortunately, the characters have a little too much of an edge for me to really wrap my arms around and say that I would love them, but it's still a fun film. Hello and welcome back to The Sunny Side, a place to discuss film, television, games, all things storytelling, while being sincere, thought-provoking, and always staying on the sunny side. My name is Evan B. Thank you so much for watching. Today we're on day 3 of our Wes Anderson binge. All binge long, I'll be going through Wes Anderson's filmography, discussing his directorial aesthetic, ideas, themes, elements, the characters, writing. Why does he tell the stories that he loves telling, and why do we love and connect with them so much, and just have a fun conversation about one of the best directors of our modern era. Well, with that being said, let's dive in. Today we are talking about the Royal Tenenbaums. This was Wes Anderson's third film, and it definitely is an expansion. He loves the misfits. He loves kind of dealing with quirky, interesting characters, and this time he goes for the multi-generational thing. 3 generations, Gene Hackman, the 3 kids, Gweneth Paltrow, Ben Stiller, Luke Wilson, and their kids underneath them. The whole sort of cadre around everybody. Angelica Huston as the patriarch. Danny Glover is doing great stuff. Owen Wilson is in this too. The kids are wonderful. It's this fun, eclectic story about a lot of very specific personalities. It's basically taking a lot of the fun ideas that worked in Rushmore and maybe were the interesting parts of Bottle Rocket, and he just turns them all up to 11. And I think that a lot of this works, and there's some things that maybe don't make me love it super much. I definitely think this film is a good ride. You know, in my 5-point scale, I put that out of 3. And now that doesn't mean it's a bad film. It's a good film. I enjoyed watching it. I think people would enjoy it if you like Wes Anderson, if you like these characters, if you like this aesthetic. But that being said, the other 2 films in his filmography, and me having seen other stuff that we'll get to later in the filmography, is there's a love and a heart that this film tries to do, but I think each of the characters are just a little bit too harsh. Ben Stiller's character is a little bit too edged. You know, Luke Wilson has a really interesting thing with Gwyneth Paltrow, and his whole character is sweet and interesting. And as someone who has, you know, I like to stay on the sunny side, but I do understand sad emotions, and this movie deals with sad things, and that's okay. And some movies can do that, and that's good. And I think it handles some of those darker moments well. Actually, I think the thing with him and Gwyneth Paltrow is good, and if that had been the core and the rest of the movie had sort of buttressed that, it probably would have sung a lot better. But everything's a little bit harsh. Even Gene Hackman's character, it's hard to love because of the way that he interacts with Danny Glover, just some of the weird choices. The end of the film with the dog, it's all kind of sad, but the aesthetic is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Watching it. If I watched it as a silent film, I'd probably like it a lot more. But it's fun to see Wes Anderson going for it, and I can't wait